Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 8. Module 8 is the halfway point for the semester, and so because of that, I am going to give you extra credit if you email me to tell me that you've been watching these videos. These videos are really important because it does give me a chance to give you some more information beyond just what's in the module and be able to explain things a little bit more clearly. So I'm very glad that you're here watching this video right now, and like I said, if you email me, I will give you some extra credit for it. So halfway point, we are still working on the process essay for this module. You can see that we're at the rough draft stage for this. So the two essays that we do in this class will go through a planning stage, a rough draft stage, and then a final draft stage. So the final draft is not until the next module, but you will turn in a rough draft here. So you can read through the overview. The readings are for Module 8 are about finishing well, that is concluding your thoughts. And then I have the process essay assignment. Again, this is the same essay that you were working on the previous module. So the first thing you need to do is go back and check and see what kind of feedback I've left for your brainstorm and writing plan, because I want to make sure that everyone has a topic that will work for this essay. So make sure that you double check and see what kind of feedback I left, and make sure that you're working with something that will work for the assignment. So the rough draft itself is the first draft version of your essay. Make sure that you're looking like the brainstorm and writing plan. You are writing this out as an essay, but I do have a list of 3 things that I'm looking for. Introduction paragraph, overview of your topic with a working thesis statement. So you'll want to go back through the readings and look at working thesis statements. And then that's also one of the questions for the writing plan. So you kind of look back at that to see what you decided for your working thesis. Your body paragraphs will be process analysis. You need at least 1 body paragraph. Typically students will have it 2 or more. Kind of depends on how in-depth your process is. And so this essay doesn't have to be a 5-paragraph essay. It needs to be a minimum of 3 paragraphs, but most students get more than 3 paragraphs. Chronological order, because we're explaining a process, making sure that each section, so each paragraph has a topic sentence that tells us kind of the overall step that you're working on, or steps. Sometimes you can combine steps together in a paragraph, particularly if they're all sort of lumped under a general category. So if you're making a recipe, then all of the mixing might be under one, the mixing and putting it in the pan as one paragraph, and then the baking is the second paragraph or something like that. So you would have separated out into kind of 2 major categories of steps. Then obviously conclusion paragraph. The conclusion paragraph and the introduction paragraph really for this essay are not really long. They're going to be on the short side for a paragraph because we're working with a process. We're explaining and analyzing a process. The body paragraphs are where the majority of the important information is. And so that conclusion paragraph is really just pulling everything together so that we understand what we should learn from it. Obviously, this is a draft, and so you do want to write it out in essay form, but it's not going to be graded yet like an essay. What this assignment allows me to do is to look through your rough draft and provide feedback, individual annotated feedback, and then some overall ideas as well, so that you have something to look at for when you turn in the final draft, when you start working on the next module. So that's the purpose of the rough draft assignment, is just to get a draft turned in so that I can look at it. And then grammar review for this one is verb tense, and so that is the next topic in the book related to grammar, and you'll take the quiz like you have before. Because this is the midpoint, I do have a midpoint survey that you can do for extra credit as well. So there's lots of extra credit opportunities in this module. But the midpoint survey is an anonymous survey that you provide feedback on the class, and then I can make changes in the second half if I need to. So this is what we're working on. Again, we're kind of in the middle of the process essay, just working on drafting the essay. And so if you have questions, be sure to let me know. I will tell you that the process, the rough draft, as long as you have a full draft written, you're going to get all your points for it. And so You don't necessarily need to email me to ask if you're doing it right, because I will, as long as you've got the introduction, body, and conclusion, you're going to get your points. The feedback that I give you will tell you, so you give you feedback in Canvas to tell you whether or not you're doing it right, whether or not you're meeting the criteria of the assignment, that kind of thing. So, but if you do have questions, feel free to email me. Hopefully you're doing all right. And